Good morning, guys. I'm continuing my discussion on the ET letter from the previous videos. Now, mind you, it could be that this is completely a ruse, a distraction, or a dissuasion, I guess you could say, might be the right word. Because all you have to do, especially if you make your argument very poignant, is put one little itty-bitty bit that is incorrect into it, and you can mislead somebody, an entire civilization, an entire society, by that one fact or deception. Okay? So it's a matter on how it's presented and things of that nature. But I'm going to continue this, keep it in the zeitgeist, because there are so many out there that just have no idea what's going on. Is it aliens? Is it God? Is it the rapture? Is it Armageddon? Is it destruction? Is it a combination of all these things? It's good to discuss it and to capture it as something that we can use for good. The simple fact of the matter is, regardless of what you guys think, otherworldly beings, aliens, as some might call it, have not shown themselves yet. They have not. And those things that you think are them showing themselves are not. It's always for personal relationships, which is good. That's good. But they have not shown themselves. So if they're out there, either they show up or they don't. And the numbers are starting to look really strange, that they're not showing up despite everything that we're finding out now. Everything that has come about in the last year or so with respect to otherworldly beings, aliens I mean specifically, is nothing new from what we already knew. There's no new information there. It's just that there's a bigger megaphone that's saying it. It's all the same. There's nothing new. They have to actually step up in front of you and show you they exist, and they still have not done that. So, anyway. Let's continue. Who are the third party? There are two ways to establish a cosmic contact with another civilization, via its standing representatives, or directly with individuals without distinction, personal relationships, like I was telling you. The first way entails fights of interest. The second way brings awareness. The first way was chosen by a group of races motivated by keeping mankind in slavery, thereby controlling Earth resources, the gene pool, and human emotional energy. The second way was chosen by a group of races allied with the cause of the spirit of service. We have, at our end, subscribed to this disinterested cause, and introduced ourselves a few years ago to representatives of the human power who refused our outstretched hand on the pretext of incompatible interests with their strategic vision. So they say they're part of the disinterested cause, yet they went to the centralized source of power. So those two things are in conflict. It could be just a confirmation of intent of our centralized power sources, but one way or another, those are in conflict. That is why today individuals are to make this choice by themselves without any representative interfering. What we proposed in the past to those whom we believed were in a capacity to contribute to your happiness, we propose it now to you. Most of you ignore that non-human creatures took part in the exercise of those centralizing powers without them being neither suspected nor accessible to your senses. They're not lying to you, and they're also kind of telling you the truth. And they were, in fact, the ones that did this. Or, yeah. This is so true that they have almost very subtly taken over. Okay. Frustration is that so many of them out there think you're stupid. It's horrible. You know, to shirk your ancient ancestors as if they're just primitive beasts is ridiculous. They do not necessarily stand on your material plan, and that is precisely what could make them extremely efficient and frightening in the near future. However, Be aware that a large number of your representatives are fighting this danger. Be aware that not all abductions are made against you. It is difficult to recognize the truth. How could you, under such conditions, exercise your free will when it is so much manipulated? What are you really free of? Peace and reunification of your peoples would be a first step towards the harmony with civilizations other than yours. That is precisely what those who manipulate you behind the scenes want to avoid at all cost, because by dividing, they reign. That's pretty clear what's happening right now. They also reign over those who govern you. Their strength comes from their capacity to distillate mistrust and fear into you. This considerably harms your very cosmic nature. This message would be of no interest if these manipulators' tutorate did not reach its peak, and if their misleading and murderous plans did not materialize in a few years from now. Their deadlines are close, their deadlines are close, and mankind will undergo unprecedented torments for the next 10 cycles. This was back in 2002. Cycles being a year. To defend yourselves against this aggression that bears no face, it's decentralized and it's in the dark, you need at least to have enough information that leads to the solution. This is kind of a cosmic rule. You are required to give sentient beings a chance. As is also the case with humans, resistance exists amongst those dominant races. Here again, appearance will not be enough to tell the dominator from the ally. At your current state of psychological makeup, it is extremely difficult for you to distinguish between them, the good and the evil. In addition to your intuition, training will be necessary when the time has come. I hope this is part of it. Being aware of the priceless value of free will, we are inviting you to an alternative. As I said, I've had this under the underlying psychological layering of my mind, heart, and soul for the last 14 years or so, something like that. So hopefully that's enough training for me, at least. Sorry, we have a dog barking in the background. Alright, what can we offer? We can offer you a more holistic vision of the universe and of life, constructive interactions, the experience of fair and fraternal relationships, liberating technical knowledge, eradication of suffering, controlled exercise of individual powers, the access to new forms of energy, and finally, a better comprehension of consciousness. We cannot help you overcome your individual and collective fears, or bring you laws that you would not have chosen. Work on yourselves. Individual and collective effort to build the world you desire. The spirit of quest to new skies. That's where I'll leave it today. I'll continue it tomorrow. Love y'all. Peace.